Interest rates need to continue rising and the Reserve Bank is prepared to lift them as high as required to get inflation back down, the bank's deputy governor has warned in an at times fiery hearing in Parliament. RBA Deputy Governor Michelle Bullock appeared at the central bank's first estimates appearance since it started aggressively raising interest rates, and the first time since a review of the bank was announced by Treasurer Jim Chalmers. Inflation is forecast to peak at 8% by the end of the year, driven by higher energy prices and pricier fruit and vegetables after recent flooding in Victoria dealt another blow to the country's farmers. Bullock said it was imperative that inflation does not stay high for long and the bank was prepared to do what was necessary to get inflation back down to the 2 to 3% range. We need to make sure that we're keeping interest rates high and possibly increasing them to make sure that people understand that we will do what it takes, she said on Thursday. The central bank has raised the official cash rate from the record low 0.1% to 2.85% in just 7 months, and is expected to raise rates by another quarter percentage point at its December meeting. When Green Senator Nick McKim asked when interest rate rises would stop prices going up, Bullock said the bank could not predict that. "Well, we don't know, and this is the uncertain world we live in," she said. Bullock said last week's retail sales data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics was the first sign that demand might be starting to slow, but there remained uncertainty about what will happen in coming months. "It's getting up to where maybe there might be an opportunity to sit and wait and look a little bit about what's going to happen next," she said. "We've gotten to that point. We think interest rates probably still have to go up a little bit further, but we're not set on our timing and we're not set on the amount." McKim suggested the bank's 2020 advice that interest rates were unlikely to rise until 2024 was misleading, but Bullock said the RBA was caught off guard by how high inflation went and had to raise interest rates in response. "Obviously, I have a lot of sympathy for people who undertook particular transactions, thinking that that was what was going to happen," she said. A review of the Reserve Bank is currently underway and will look at the central bank's objectives, its inflation targeting and its structure. Bullock confirmed the bank's board members have all been interviewed by the expert panel that is conducting the review, the first of the bank in 40 years. Bullock also took questions on the timing of a new $5 banknote following the death of Queen Elizabeth, and said the bank has started a consultation process with the government about changing the current design. The consultation process so far has involved a letter from the governor to the treasurer, and I believe that's with the government at the moment, she said, following questions from Liberal Senator Dean Smith. It would take more than a year for the final design of a $5 note featuring King Charles to be produced, Bullock said, but putting a different design on the note would take even longer. "It would be the choice between the King, and if we didn't have the King, then some sort of Australian-style design," she said. "Data shows that 80% of people watching my videos are not subscribed. Remember, subscribing is free. It only takes a couple of seconds and you can unsubscribe at any time. Please help me and my channel by subscribing." Now back to the video.